What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to go taking a little bit of a look at a bunch of new Sanctum cards. We've got new Keyforge cards to talk about. I am delighted that we have new Keyforge cards to talk about. So it's time to talk about some new Keyforge cards. And it's nice to be able to talk about Sanctum. They took Worlds Collide off. They were gone for Worlds Collide, but they're back for Mass Mutation. And that means we get to talk about new cards. Yay, fun times, happiness, etc. So, what do we see? Well, let's start off having a little bit of a look at Commandeer. It is an action card with an amber bonus, and when you play it, for the remainder of the turn, every time you play another card, that's any card, not just creature, not just action, a friendly creature captures an amber. Yes. Now, Sanctum have never been great at amber control, but they've actually been pretty good at capturing. I mean, one of the most out there capturing cards that I've seen in the game, and I've seen them all, is Sir Marrow's. Every time your opponent reaps, Sir Marrow's captures the amber. I mean, we did see Doorstep to Heaven, which is a rather phenomenal card that brings everybody with 6 or more amber down to 5. It's one of the best emergency You Shall Not Forge cards we've seen. But this is just another one of those, and it is capturing, so there is every possibility that your opponent will be able to get that amber back. If a creature captures amber, and then your opponent destroys that creature, they get the amber back. Here's what's great about the wording of Commandeer. A friendly creature captures an amber. So what you can do is essentially spread this amber around. If you play another 3 Sanctum cards, and obviously this is going to be the first Sanctum card you want to play during your turn, then you're capturing 3 amber, but you can put that 3 amber onto 3 different creatures. So yeah, sure, your opponent can get that 3 amber back, just as long as they've taken out those 3 creatures. And just like we've seen a few times lately when we're talking about capturing, how about Praefectus Ludo? Now, we don't know if this is in the set, but it does give all of your other creatures destroyed, move each amber on this creature to the common supply. So essentially what you do is you get Praefectus Ludo down, you capture a bunch of amber, and then when your opponent does destroy the creatures with the amber on, they don't actually get that amber back. The amber goes to the common supply, not to your opponent. You can do the same thing with Imperial Scutum, an upgrade card, but it only applies to the creature that's got the upgrade on. Either way, having a card that lets you capture 2, 3, 4 amber in your turn while giving you an amber bonus, I think it's fair to say that's a ridiculous card. How about Fangs of GIZELHART? Now remember the other day we did take a look at Mad Prophet GIZELHART. This is the Sanctum leader. Sanctum wasn't in Worlds Collide, it didn't get a leader. It does now. Yay! And Fangs of GIZELHART just fits in with that. Now it gives you an amber bonus, but remember the lightning-y symbol there on the other enhancement does show it as an enhancement. Solid, amber bonus, lightning-y, enhancement. It's been put on there by another card, it won't usually be there. And it is just an action card that lets you purge the most powerful creature. Now, again, this is a card where we need to be super careful about the wording. It does not say the most powerful enemy creature. It says the most powerful creature. So you need to be super careful with this one. If you've got the most powerful creature in play, don't play this card. Or do, but just accept the fact that by playing it, you're going to be giving up one of your creatures. You've been warned. But if your opponent's got the most powerful creature on the board and you get to purge it while gaining an amber, come on. Tell me that's not good. Trick question. Of course it's good. Just please be super careful about when you play it. Seriously. Remember, purging means they get taken out of the game. They don't get to come back. This can be so much fun. General Xalvador, 4 power, 2 armor, and it just brings in 2 capture enhancements. So the capture enhancement we saw on Fangs of GIZELHART may well have been brought over by General Xalvador. Okay. I mean, as far as creatures go, it's fairly powerful. 4 power, 2 armor is pretty good. It's pretty bulky. It's going to leave you around for a turn or two, hopefully. It's alright. As a creature itself, it's vanilla, but by virtue of it being in your deck, 2 of your creatures will get capture enhancements. That means that there will be 2 cards in your deck, they could be creatures, they could be anything, that when you play them, will allow a friendly creature to capture an amber. So you're going to have 2 capturing in your deck by virtue of having this dude in your deck. As a creature, he's not great. 4 power, 2 armor is fine, but there's no elusive, no skirmish, there's no skill. It's fairly powerful as far as vanilla creatures go, but it is a vanilla creature. But you get to be happy about the fact that you've brought in those 2 enhancements into your deck, so, you know, that ain't bad. Speaking of GIZELHART, how about GIZELHART'S Zealot? Again, the theme here is working extremely strongly. It's a Zealot of GIZELHART, and GIZELHART is the leader, and you would expect a leader of what is essentially a religious sect to have a Zealot. So that kind of makes sense. 4 power, 0 armor, and it enters play ready and enraged. Now, enters play ready is something that we don't see very often. The one we see most, the kind of gold standard of this, is Silvertooth, who just enters play ready. And there's no other qualification. You just get to enter play ready. Now we have seen a couple of others. To be fair, actually, Crash Muldoon does enter play ready as well without any downside, so maybe Crash Muldoon is a gold standard. We got stuff like Bramble Links that if you've used a creature to reap this turn, it enters play ready, but shall we say that's not quite so good. Entering play ready is good. It means you get to use a creature right away. It means there's no possibility of your opponent destroying that creature before you've used it. Generally speaking, Silvertooth, we play it. 2 power creature, no elusive, no skirmish. You play it, you reap, you expect it to be destroyed next turn, and if it does last an extra turn, you go, yay, I didn't expect that to happen, go team, high five. Problem is, you also enter play enraged. Now, enraged means you have a rage counter on, and a rage counter means that the next time you use that creature, if there is a valid target, you have to fight. If there's no valid target, you are allowed to reap, or use an action if you have one, but the rage counter stays on, and then next time you use the creature, if there is a valid target, you have to fight. So you can play this when your opponent has no creatures and reap straight away a la Silvertooth, or you can just play it down and immediately start fighting. The problem is, and I kind of like this thematically, because this is basically a religious zealot who's running into a fight they're probably not going to win. Because you have to fight, but you're a 4 power creature without skirmish. You're not exactly the most powerful fighter out there, and it's only then that you can start reaping. I don't love GIZELHART'S Zealot. I love the entering play ready, and sure, there's going to be plenty of times where something happens. Imagine this scenario. Your opponent has an Ember Imp. You're sitting there going, I don't like Ember Imp because it stops me playing more than 2 cards during my turn. So I play GIZELHART'S Zealot as one of my 2 cards. Hey, I've entered play ready. Now I can take down the Ember Imp. Yay! Now I can play as many cards as I like. There are going to be plenty of times you do that. But at least with Silvertooth, you can play it and gain an amber and be like, yes, I've got an amber. GIZELHART'S Zealot, there are going to be so many times you play this, you have to fight, you don't survive the fight, and it's a waste of time. It's fine, but there's probably also going to be turns you play it and go, oh, there's nothing I can fight without getting destroyed. Ha ha ha! I'm not going to fight this turn. Well, if you don't fight this turn, what's the point? Never mind. Not a huge fan of that card. I'm a huge fan of Scrivener Favian. Firstly, the art on this card is phenomenal. To be fair, the art on this set as a whole seems pretty high, but the art really stands out to me on this card as over-the-top great. Scrivener Favian, 3 power, 0 armor creature, and it's got 2 enhancements for capturing. So that capture enhancement on Fangs of GIZELHART'S could actually have come from Scrivener Favian. But again, it brings into capturing that's pretty good. Here's the thing. Unlike General Xalvador, also got a skill. When you resolve a capture bonus icon, you may choose to steal 1 amber instead. And the vast majority of the time, you are going to want to steal. Stealing is generally way better. Now there's the odd one like Tribune Pompetus that gives each friendly creature +2 power for each amber on it. So there will be times you want to capture the amber, so you get the amber on it, so that you become more powerful and can fight and all that good stuff. And actually you can take that a step further with Centurion Stenopius, who gets +3 power for each amber on it, +5 power if you've also got Tribune Pompetus out. So there are going to be times you want to capture, and the good news is that Favian does leave you the option you can capture, or you can steal, but the vast majority of the time you're going to want to steal. So it gives you 2 capturing, but they could instead be stealing, and that's kind of ridiculous. There is no stealing enhancement. We've got get an amber, draw a card, deal a damage, a friendly creature captures an amber. Because stealing enhancements would be too good. And the thing is that Scrivener Favian, it's not just the 2 enhancements that come from her, it is all capturing enhancements in your deck. You will have minimum 2, and to be fair, in a deck with Scrivener Favian, then you might want General Xalvador, because then those 2 extra enhancements become way better. Let's make no mistake, I like this way more than General Xalvador. Yes, they both bring in 2 capturing enhancements, but if you'll give me a 3 power, but I can turn the capturing into stealing, or a 4 power, 2 armor with no ability, I'm going Favian every day of the week. I really like this card. It's not just for the artwork, though the artwork is rather phenomenal. It is because this card is awesome. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I promised you 5 new Sanctum cards. Here are 5 new Sanctum cards. Shout out to Fantasy Flight Games for making these cards available, and they've made print and play decks you can go and play with right now. They're kind of awesome. And for me, it means I get to analyze new cards, and that makes me a happy boy. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about these cards, so, let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Keyforge and a whole bunch of other games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.